This video and captioning are brought to you by AMAC Accessibility.
In this video, you will learn how to submit requests to your disability service provider for materials that you need in alternate format. This handy feature in the AMAC Student Center gives you the opportunity to send book information to your disability service provider so that they can approve the request and turn it into an official order with AMAC. Remember, submitting a request is not an official order until your disability service provider approves it. Log into the AMAC Student Center and click on Requests from the left navigation pane. You will be taken to the Requests page that lists all of your requests grouped by their status in the system. Now let's submit a request. You will click on the Submit a New Request button at the top of the page. You will then be presented with a form which you will use to submit your request. Please note that any field marked with an asterisk is required in order to successfully submit a request. You would first enter your book's ISBN number, usually a 10-digit or 13-digit number. This number is very important in correctly identifying your text, as ISBN numbers are unique. There may be times that materials for your class are sold as a bundle of textbooks which will have its own unique ISBN. If that is the case, you want to be sure and enter the ISBN number for each individual item inside the bundle and not the ISBN on the wrapper for the bundle. Next, enter the title of the textbook you are requesting. Then, you will enter the author or authors for your textbook. The next three fields are optional and are reserved for the edition, copyright, and publisher of the textbook you are requesting. Although optional, you should try to enter as much of the information as you have. It could prove helpful if you run into an issue obtaining the file or textbook. Next on the form, you will see a checkbox for "This is a custom edition." This would be checked if the textbook you are requesting is specifically printed or custom to your university. This again will help with identification and acquisition in the process of the order. The next field is for you to select your alternative media format. Your choices here would be for either a Learning Ally audiobook that will be read by a human, or an electronic text that you will use software to have it read to you. Next is the selection for electronic text format. This option is important as it will determine what file type you receive. For example, PDF, Word doc, etc. It is important to note here that you will still need to make a selection even if you choose Learning Ally audiobook in the previous step. This will ensure that you receive either your preferred format or a secondary format when we cannot fulfill your initial format request. Next, the form asks for course information. This will include the course name, instructor, semester, and year that you plan to take the course. Again, although these fields are not required, it is generally a good idea to enter this information in case we need to follow up with your bookstore. Next up is the course start date. You can enter the information for this field using the date picker here or by using the drop-down lists here. This course start date is very important in the order process. That's because your completed order will only be available for download for 4 months from the date that you enter here. Finally, there is a field for any special instructions that you may need to enter about your order. Also note that if you have any files that you need to attach to your request, like say a copy of your receipt to show proof of purchase, you will be able to attach a file after submitting the request. After completing the request form, click the Submit button. You will then receive a message that your request has been submitted for approval to the disability service provider at your college or university. You will also be on a review page of the request that you just entered. If you need to change or add any information to your request, you click on the Edit Request button and update the request as needed. If no changes are needed and you need to attach support files to the request, you would scroll down to the File Attachments box. Here, you have the option of dragging and dropping files to be uploaded, or clicking on the Upload File button to navigate to and upload files. You can then review new and all requests by clicking on the Requests link and looking at the submitted table. Once your disability service provider takes action on your request, you will be notified by email. If the request is approved or not approved, if more information is needed from you, you will also receive an email about that along with the action or information that is needed. You will find those requests in the Needs Attention table at the top. Keep in mind that AMAC's standard turnaround time for orders can take up to 3 weeks from the time the order is placed by your disability service provider. So the ability for you to submit your requests can play a key role in getting materials in a timely manner. If you have any questions, please contact AMAC customer support at amactech@amac.gatech.edu or call 866-418-2750.